Hi everyone. Today I'm here with Nathan Kaiser, founder and owner of 2Bar here in Soto, Seattle, Washington. I've been a big fan of 2Bar, and so I'm really happy to have this chat with him today. Welcome, Nathan.
Thanks. Well, I think that's mostly a factor of me making booze, and everyone I think is a big fan of that. I tell the story that I've always had a hard time making friends, so I started making little booze, and that changed completely. Well, thanks so much for coming in today. We love to host people, and we're happy to meet you as well. 2Bar is a small craft distillery located in Seattle's Soto neighborhood. We're entirely local and all made on site. So that means I buy all my grain directly from Eastern Washington farmers and take that grain all the way to glass, one of the very few distilleries to do so. We opened about a year ago with a vodka and moonshine, which is just fun. And we just launched a bourbon as well, which sold out in less than 2 weeks.
Which I was fortunate to have a sample of this morning, the last remaining drop from the bottle.
And if my timing is correct, and yes, I do not have a watch on, you were drinking at around 9:30 this morning.
I was.
Yeah. You're
Right before this interview.
You're a startup founder then, aren't you?
I guess so.
That's awesome.
I bought numerous bottles of moonshine and vodka.
Thank you.
And every time I go and tell friends about 2Bar, they also really enjoy it. So I'm really impressed with actually your branding. I like everything from the labels to the logo to the way just the bottle is made, even the cork, those minute details. I was really curious, how did you come up with your branding? What kind of thoughts were you thinking about, and how did you come to eventually settle on what you made of 2Bar?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great question. So the name 2Bar itself comes from my family's ranch in South Texas. It's called the 2Bar Ranch. 5 generations of my family have worked that land under the 2Bar brand. My grandfather was born on it, still works it, one of 5 generations, and then there are hints of moonshining in the family's past. So there's this name, this legacy that I wanted to pass on within my creation, my iteration of 2Bar. And it's really amazing because it comes from this, very important part of who I am, right? This land is still in the family. I go down there often. You essentially walk the fields where your great-great-grandparents walked, right? How many people can say that?
Yeah.
And that was the inspiration for the name. We were just exceptionally fortunate in terms of the brand as well. I got to work with a great designer to come up with something that would really embody the name, but also have an evocative look and feel to it that was memorable. It's interesting. I was talking to a lady when I was fairly long in the process, Lisa Samuelson, who's a PR person, who's in wine. And she gave me some of the best feedback I've had in any business. And that is that quality is the ante to play the game.
Interesting.
Right? You can have the best quality, and that may get you at the seat of the table, it may not. But without quality, you're not getting a seat at the table regardless. But no one has ever won the game with an ante, right? And I'm a long-term player of poker, not well, as I think you've taken a few hands off me pretty easily. It's really interesting in that the brand is what defines you in the consumer's mind, in the customer's mind. The quality is something that has to be there, but if it's not, you're not even playing. But it's like where people talk about having the best product. That's wonderful. But that's step 1. Step 2 to creating a long-term and hopefully successful company is to have that brand identity that resonates with people. In spirits, what we're about in the spirits business is about celebration, right? I think we make excellent quality products. We test every batch before it goes out. But really, I want to be a part of the experience. When people are having a cocktail, or actually even sitting down for a meal and drinking wine or beer or spirits, it's not about necessarily the food, the beer, the wine, or the spirits. It's about the celebration of essentially celebrating that moment in time with the people you're with. And we wanted a brand that could facilitate that could essentially elevate that experience to the next level because of the family history, are all local, all made on site, and our focus on quality.
Yeah, actually, let me grab that bottle over there. Just hold it up while you're
No
talking.
drinking yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I really like it.
Yeah, thank you. We, because of the history, we wanted something that was kind of a modern rustic, and I know that's totally incomprehensible in terms of it means nothing. But really, you get a little bit of the ranch aesthetic, that Western, but with the modern look and feel.
Yeah.
And you can see this on a back bar from 30 feet away, right? And so from a branding perspective, that's exceptionally important. You want people to know when they see your product. You don't want them to be scanning the bar and definitely looking for something. You want them to be scanning for something they know or have heard about so they can try or enjoy again and again.
Okay. I've seen 2-bar everywhere in the city lately. I was just telling Nathan that I was walking past Mario's, and their 2-bar bottle was in the display case. How do you get into all these channels of
Locations.
Just being in people's eye?
So we launched just over a year ago. October 20th was our opening day, and I go door to door. So I'm a former tech guy, that's how we know each other. And now I sell booze door to door. And it goes back to that joke about having a hard time making friends until I started making booze. You cold call on people, they're gonna be like, come on, I don't wanna talk to you, I'm busy, I got stuff to do. And then you go, I have free samples. And that's illegal for me to do at bars and restaurants. I can't do that door to door, unfortunately, for residential, but if I could, I would. But I go door to door and I sell what we do, are all local, all made on site, the story and the quality, and that's really what has driven our success to date. And the fact that we have something that really is a connection with something that's real. It's not some made-up story. It's not some fabricated invention, right? This is real. You can actually go to the ranch, right? You can see the family history in reality, like living proof of what's happening. And I was at Copper Coin, a great bar up in West Seattle, talking to the bartender, bar manager, and a guy that was having a cocktail with his wife or fiance or girlfriend looked at me and he goes, "Oh, 2-bar, that's the ranch, right?" And it blew me away. He actually didn't know where he heard about it or how he heard about it, but he knew what the brand was and he knew what we were about, right? That we were about that connection with something deeper. And it blew me away. It just I was just crazy excited for the next 2 weeks, right? Like that never happens when you're a year old.
Yeah. It's always great. Like this amazing feeling, you're getting recognized,
right?
Just on the street.
Yeah. I'm not that. I'll probably never be like that. This is a made for radio face. So, I'm probably not gonna be recognized on the street per se, but my bottles will be. Which is
I'll get you recognized. Nathan from 2-bar. Well, great. I really appreciated this talk.
Thank you.
Really useful information. And if you guys are ever in Seattle, come down to 2-bar down in Soda, and Nathan will be happy to pour you a drink.
It would be our pleasure. The address is 2960 4th Avenue South, number 106, Seattle, Washington 98134. We're online, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much social media except for MySpace. And we'd love to have you down. And our bourbon is going to be released. We're releasing a batch of bourbon about every month, and we're increasing that production. So hopefully we'll have more for you next time.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks a lot, Nathan.